Hello, everyone. Do not adjust your screens. The cameras have been turned off. We have a new tradition. We're calling it a tradition as if this show will last another year. Hopefully it does. But from now on, we messed up because we didn't do a show last week, and that was on Halloween. So we missed our chance to have the Halloween episode. So now the new tradition is the Halloween episode of MCU Crew happens after Halloween for at least the next 7 years. That's just how that works out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's just going to be how it goes from now on, I suppose.
Until we forget next year. Yeah, it'll be great.
No, I won't forget. The chat will remind me. It'll be a big thing. It'll be a big thing. The way the reveal at least has worked out, I guess, somehow for this week is that I'll go first, then Bronze second, and then Jesse third. I'm going to at least toggle the camera sources for the two of you in OBS. You guys can turn on your own camera when it's your turn.
I just have my lens cap on my camera.
Oh, okay. Smart. I was kind of curious how you guys would block it. I guess Jesse.
Same. I have the lens cap as well. So
Okay,
this should
beautiful.
Be interesting.
Yes.
Are you able to reach said lens cap easily, or will it be a mess?
No, this is gonna be interesting. We'll see.
Okay.
Mine will be pretty smooth.
Well, before we get started, Jesse, have you talked about what happened? Can you talk about what happened last week? Do we want to?
I mean, like, look, I live in a crazy city. that's all
You want to go with that? Okay,
It was
works
a
for me.
weird experience, and everything's fine. It's just, I have infinite car troubles in LA, and it never seems to end. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We had a valid reason for no show last week. We are apologetic for it, but hey, shit happens. We rolled with it. We're here, and I guess it's time to reveal this. I need a sec. I'm not gonna. How am I gonna do this? Because I'm not gonna be able to see. So let me get the mouse.
What does that mean? I'm not gonna be able to see.
What does that mean? He's got a
What does
full
that
mask
mean?
cover. It's what that fucking means.
Let
He's
me
got a
put
full face
the.
mask.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
I'm probably more excited than Chad is for these costumes.
chat's pretty excited. All right,
Okay, never mind then. Maybe I'm not.
I
was pretty
believe
excited.
I'm ready. Are you ready? Are the two of you
We're ready. Drum roll.
Do you have? Hold on.
Oh
Do you
my
have
God.
a guess on what I am dressed as, or who
What
I
you
am
were
dressed
dressed
as?
as? Not a clue. I wouldn't dare deign to guess.
Bronze anything?
Thanos. Only because it's your MCU crew, Sona.
Okay, that would have been too easy. I think.
Fair.
That would
Fair.
be too. All right. Well, what is it?
Here we go. Hold on. Okay, let me. I have my mouse in the right position. I am adjusting. All right, here we go. It's time for utter disappointment.
No, I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
I'm the best Marvel superhero
Are you?
named Batman.
God fucking damn it. You know what sucks, but JP? I was fucking thinking about doing that. I swear to fucking God.
I can't
like,
see anything.
I'm going to do a DC character just to piss everybody off. But I was like, no, that's probably too unhinged. And JP's like, bet. Let me do that.
I wanted to get the Adam West costume and just full on like rock a tight Adam West costume with the belly hanging out situation. But I couldn't do it. I bought this 2 weeks in advance and it just didn't exist. And also, this one's like too big, apart from the head. It's got a cowl and everything, but it's just.
I love that your little ears are like scrunched up with your headphones.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. That's
the
hilarious.
headphone situation is not very PogChamp. It took me a second to figure out my
pretty good.
headphone stitch as well.
It looks pretty good.
That's certainly.
I like how big your titties are, JP.
I know these are.
Your
I kind of
upper
could get
body
used to
looks
this.
like.
I could get
And the
used to this.
shoulders?
Yeah.
You're looking great. The glasses go on. Love that. That's a good look.
The pale, tiny white hands.
Hello, I'm Batman.
They
definitely
look
look
so
it.
freakishly small with the muscle suit.
We just walk. Am I the Caped Crusader?
You are.
Your hands are smaller than your tits.
Well, this is what a lot of people don't talk about. You can use them like this. You know, it's a
Right.
little back rest.
Yeah, you just rest yourself on them. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
It worked out. Being oversized. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh my god.
All right, Bronze, you are good to reveal whenever you would like. Do you want to?
Oh my
I
God, I
don't.
can't wait for this.
I don't know what you could be.
You have a guess?
I mean, I think the easy guess, just like Thanos, was Doctor Strange. I think Captain
Mhm.
Marvel could also occur. I
I
would think.
definitely thought about Doctor Strange extensively,
Yeah.
just because it would be on brand.
It's very on brand, but
but-
let's see.
Much like JP, I am a troll.
Ooh.
And
No.
there are a lot of comments I get about this thing in particular because chat can't let it go. So
Miss.
I
Oh, it's
dressed
Wanda.
as my favorite character.
Beautiful. I love
it. Yes, that's so good.
I love it.
I have a spotty Russian accent, and my entire personality is children who never existed.
It's fantastic.
Also, I was originally a Romani character, and now I'm white.
It's fantastic.
You know? Yeah. So
The
that's
cameras,
me.
by the way, chat will have to adjust in terms of resolution. I think bronze is good.
Am I
so-
selling it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yours
It's
is
fantastic.
so good. Yours is so good.
It's great. I really like it. I really like it. I need to probably. I don't know. I think your camera's changed from the last time we did a show, but it looks great.
Oh, I might have tapped it a little bit when I took the lens cap off.
Well, scuffed Batman over here. We'll get to it in just a second. I like how my glasses are crooked and my face mask is like not on my like it's really. I'm loving it. I can only see out of one eye. This is Batman on a bender over here. It's been rough. So far, bronze is winning.
Batman.
Bronze is
What?
100% doing. It looks so good.
It looks
so
fantastic,
good.
as we all thought it would. Yeah, as we all thought it would. I'm wearing hockey pads. That's true. All right,
You do look like
Jesse,
the guy that gets kidnapped by the Joker. If I'm, you look like the dude who's like
the dude
"We're
that
all
dresses
your
up as
symbol. We're all
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. I'm into
You're
it.
right. No, that's true.
Yeah, Jesse Cox, it's your turn. Now you hyped this up on Twitter.
Yeah. Get ready for the craziest thing you've ever seen.
I
I'm
mean,
very excited.
I think so. It could either be like an Elsa Bloodstone. I could see
Could be.
because you've done some gender bent stuff in the past. Oh, there it goes. The camera
I have.
adjusted beautifully.
I think it's Galactus.
Could be Galactus. It could also be Man in the Ocean, but I have no idea how you would pull that off unless you have like
Yeah.
I don't know. That would take some time and effort, and I don't know how much time and effort. Knowing what has been your last week, I don't know how much you have for that. So, if you have anything else to say, Jesse, say it now. If not, let's see the costume.
I have nothing else to say.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I think he's removing the lens. Oh.
Wait, it was I. Oh my god,
Are
he's
you the
man
guy
in
from
the
Eternals?
ocean.
Wait,
He's
no,
the
are
man
you
in
the man in the ocean? You are the man in the ocean. I love it. You definitely went the distance.
JB, I can't believe you fucking called it.
I mean, I'm more impressed that he took the time to make that. Or someone made it. Right? Because, I mean, granted, you could make a hand out of foil, but that's like a cardboard box cutout, right? I don't know how you would.
He's not responding because he's dead and he's in character.
Well, I mean, the truest costume would be for him to just not be there and no one to talk. Like, we would just act like Jesse doesn't exist
if
for
we
the
wanted
entire
to be,
episode.
I was gonna say, yeah, if we wanted to be in character, we have to pretend like he's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat needs to stop talking about him and then it's just going to be.
Yeah, we just move on.
If we commit to
as
the
though
goof,
it never happened.
Jesse doesn't talk for the next hour or so. I don't know if we wanted to do that, though. That also means Jesse's hand can't move at all.
Hi, everyone.
Was that a middle finger at the end?
It was.
Yeah, it was a middle finger at the end.
Oh, good.
It was pretty good. Are you
Okay,
going to wear this the
okay.
entire time, Jesse Cox?
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
I like it.
No,
I got a
that's
whole
amazing.
team. This took a whole team of people today.
Same. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it,
This
but
is
same.
great. Shout
Yeah.
out to everyone in the office. I even had dear sweet Kendra come around. She had work to do, and I was like, "All right, I need you to reveal this shit for me because I got to be in character during the entire time."
so she hit the
You
lens
know.
cap. Nice.
Yes. So,
Somehow, the more that time progresses on, the cowl is riding up my face, and so I can actually see less than I could 5 minutes ago. Fantastic. I think it's the nose scrunches because I'm a little nasally, more so than usual. It's gonna be a process, guys. It's gonna be a process.
I
It's
can just
also
lean
hot
back
shit.
now and just do this the entire podcast.
There you go. There you go. It
There you
works.
go.
Yeah.
It's such a perfect costume. It's so on brand for you.
It is. I like it a lot.
My favorite part is the like we had to in order to get this on. Look at this nonsense. We more importantly, we had to- it's too much. It's just too much, and then I have to do this in order to get it back on.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
This part I think is the most fun. Like
You look
"Greetings,
like
Earthlings."
yeah, you look like the Tron guy. Tron, I guess, is who I'm referencing. You look like Tron from the Kingdom Hearts version
God. I
specifically.
can't even get this back on my head.
Looks great. Anyways,
Never reveal your tricks.
welcome to our
Perfect.
special Halloween episode on November the 7th. Tune in 7 years from now when we finally make Halloween once again. Until then, it's a yearly tradition. We'll have to. I'm hoping that every year we're going to get more and more advanced in our cosplay. You know?
Well, yeah, I have
Maybe.
to top this.
I feel like this is the ceiling for me. You know?
Oh, this is the bottom of the. I mean, if I want to go for like the goofy thing every year,
Yeah.
then maybe. But this might be the bottom of the barrel for me. Hopefully,
A
next
house
year's better.
coat and an Amazon cowl thing.
Yeah.
And I'm still slaying these hoes out here. Look at that.
It looks great.
It
And
does look
Jen-
good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like in serving. I probably could have worn this on Halloween and served.
it's true. I could have gone. I should have gone as Superman too. Now that Cavill's back, we haven't done a show since any of that stuff. There's so much DC news, but this is the MCU crew show. So
This is the MCU crew.
yeah.
I
Hey,
even look how many. He only has 4 fingers. My costume's falling apart.
Damn, that's
I even did-
detail.
oh, that is detailed.
That's
I
yeah.
detail.
know.
Yeah,
This is
good.
professionalism at its highest.
I think Jesse wins.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah,
Just
Jesse wins.
because
I
he
don't
went
know.
for it, like we are established characters. He went for his own.
Yeah.
That I would
Yeah.
say
I went
is
for the most important
semi-established.
character in the MCU. Millions would have died. Millions would have died. This guy,
Actually, I'm
killing
the most
people.
important character in the MCU.
not anymore.
No, I am. Because I could just be like that. No one remembers the Ocean Man. And that's actually canonically what happened.
Could be right.
I remember. I
No,
remember.
I would have
Once I
to
remember.
investigate. Did Batman ever do any crossover stuff in the comics? In those like
Never.
random Marvel DC crossover stuff?
Amalgam?
Yeah, is that what that is?
The Amalgam comic?
Yeah, I don't. Was Batman in there? I don't. Chat saying yes. He fought Spider-Man. He probably beat Spider-Man's ass.
Listen, the best crossover Batman that I will die on this hill is Batman versus Aliens. Okay?
Mm,
And if you haven't read that comic, you need to read that comic.
There you
Because
go.
it's really good.
fantastic.
It's really good. It's really good. And you get to see Batman fight xenomorphs.
Oh, nice. I don't even. What's going on with my? Oh God, we lost the glasses. What is going on with the? There it is. I just look like Bat Condom, but I need the.
Yo, this shit is like crazy uncomfortable. No wonder Wanda was so pissed all the time. Maybe she needed a more comfortable crown.
True.
You know?
I'm
Okay.
doing
That's why
good.
she's like
I
so
got
miserable.
the power of a god on my side.
Do you?
But what about the power of anime? Do you have that too?
I mean, I am a
Same
man in
thing.
the oceans. That's pretty anime as shit.
It is pretty anime.
That's like some Ava stuff.
Jesse, I feel like we got bamboozled with this Punisher tweet. Did you see all the like people saying it's not confirmed thing with Punisher coming back to the MCU? That was kind of.
Didn't Marvel say?
I don't think Marvel, that tweet that we both blew, the tweet that blew up was not an official account.
Hold on.
So I don't
So
know
what
if
is this
Any
thing?
misinformation.
I don't know if Punisher is actually. They didn't pay their $8, so I don't know
Look,
if it was
that
real or
100 that is
not.
129,000 likes, so it's real.
Is that how we judge things on Twitter
The
now?
people have chosen it's real.
Nice. Wasn't it from the
Jesse,
official
are you
Marvel?
going to
I
be
don't think
paying
so.
$8 a month for your check mark?
No goddamn way.
I ain't. We're all going to
I'm not
become
gonna
unverified.
pay money for a check mark. I don't give a shit.
Don't ask me. I don't have a check mark, so this
Yeah,
is
I
just
don't.
an $8
I don't
saver
care.
for me.
There you go.
I'm honestly, I'm on the side if the whole thing goes under, then I can finally escape social media forever, and I'll be so happy. It's an excuse to flee. I have an addiction, and I gotta be honest. I'm fine. I'm fine with being slowly forced out. It's all right. I can't walk away.
Someone in my chat said the account that posted the Punisher thing posts correct things as well as false things a lot. So I don't know.
Well,
I guess we'll await further confirmation.
We'll see what happens.
I hope that Jon Bernthal is back as Punisher.
The people know what they want.
Yeah, if anything, that was a indication of Marvel to think, oh well, maybe we should get Jon Bernthal back as Punisher. Maybe we should invite him.
Yeah.
Maybe he should come back. There needs to be a Punisher for sure. And with how other IP on Disney Plus, this is getting worse to see. Other IP on Disney Plus, I think they could do a dark enough Punisher to at least somewhat be similar to the Netflix show. Maybe not match perfectly, but be similar is important there. That's kind of it for news. I don't think there's any other big news. I'll double check with my left eye if there is any news. The Black Panther reviews are not out, but I think the
weren't they? I thought people.
Well, they did the red carpet. They did the red carpet, so we got the social media previews, which I think were generally. I mean, here's the thing: they're always generally positive. We talked about that in the past, but these seemed pretty favorable for what happens in that film. Everyone seemed to be pretty excited about it. I saw like maybe one or two negative comments, and most of those were that they just tried to do too much, which we kind of expected. There is a lot going on in that film from everything that we've heard and everything that they've discussed. I did see pretty much unanimously across the board that everyone says Namor is godlike, and that they nailed everything about Namor, and that Namor is perfectly casted, and I'm excited.
The way you can tell if a premiere review is like, if it's a bad film, is when the reviewer says something along the lines of like, well, it's not for everyone, but I enjoyed it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a trash movie, because that's when they're like, I just want to be invited back to more reviews. Like that kind of thing.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
We didn't see any of that, so I'm happy.
Yeah, everyone, it was all positive, and it wasn't just like it wasn't just one thing that people were trying to find positive about it. There was just a ton of reviews, or a ton of previews, I should say.
You can tell when people are reaching.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely you can. Yeah. It looked it seems like it's going to be a very enjoyable film. I just want to see more Namor, because it seems like that actor, at least on the red carpet, was badass, and the guy that plays nice, Jesse. I like your thumb is breaking.
No,
you're breaking out of the ocean.
Becoming free.
You're breaking out of the ocean.
The world of man will fall.
The guy that plays Atuma is also my new favorite Marvel actor. I don't know if you saw any interviews with him, but man,
Atuma?
I'm blanking on the actor's name.
Shark Man?
He just exudes charisma and energy on the levels, at least in the interviews, of like Robert Downey Jr. You just like want to be that person's friend. So I'm very excited for him, and excited for him in the film, for the role he plays. I hope he doesn't just get killed off though in this film. That's my one worry, is that he's like the bad guy that goes and dies, and that's it. We never see him again.
Marvel do be doing that though.
Marvel does that a lot. Yeah,
They
unfortunately.
do
Well,
be doing
maybe not in phase 4. Somewhat in phase 4. But in earlier phases, yeah, they were one and done. So we'll just have to see how all that goes. But comes out Thursday. Where are you guys at on the excitement level? I think I'm like fully back in Marvel.
I actually pre-purchased tickets.
Oh my God. I was going to ask at the end of the segment if you got your tickets as the goof, but you actually got your tickets.
Over the weekend, I was like, maybe I should look and see. And I'll be real. Every theater in my area is booked the F up.
Yeah.
And so I got
People
tickets
seem
for
so
11
stoked.
p.m. on Thursday.
Ooh. I'm going
know.
to a like a 5, I think it's a 5 p.m. on Thursday. We do them early here. So should still
Yeah,
be
everything
good.
else was booked. I was like, all right. If I didn't want to sit in like the front row, I had to go late. And it's booked all through the weekend. I was like, damn, okay.
Well, it'll be a test if you if you don't fall asleep, because it's like a 2.5 hour movie.
Oh, I'll be fine.
You'll be good?
That kind of stuff doesn't faze me. But if the movie is like Ant-Man 2, I will fall asleep. That's right.
That shit
Ant-Man 2
phases
made me fall
the
asleep.
hell out of me.
What?
Why doesn't America have intermission? Like, why is that not a fucking thing here? If we're gonna have 2.5, 3 hour long movies, you need to have a fucking intermission. Because I don't know about y'all, I drink a lot of water. Like, sometimes towards the end of a movie, all I can think about is how badly I need to piss. Like, and that's literally my brain is like, I need to pee, I need to pee, I need to pee. I have skipped out on post-credit scenes and looked them up on YouTube because I needed to piss so fucking bad. Like so fucking bad. And it's like, why? If you're gonna make these 2.5, 3 hour long movies, put a fucking intermission in there.
Sure.
Whose bladder or sphincter can take that shit? Make it 4 hours. I don't care. Put the
How do
intermission in.
they?
'Cause the thing is,
So
in India,
yeah, in India, like, how do
Even-
they just pause the movie? Whoa, we just got a dramatic zoom in. Do we just like? Do they just pause the movie in the middle of it, or
No.
like, what do they do?
no, it's edited.
So they edit in the
India,
break.
we
Okay.
take it's in India we take intermissions so seriously. There's like a whole screen that's done in the style of the movie that plays music from the movie, and it says intermission on it.
Ah.
And sometimes it has a countdown, and we edit that into American movies too. So like when Harry
Oh.
Potter came out and I was still a baby and I was in India, we went to go see it in Chandigarh, and they edited an intermission into Harry Potter at a convenient spot. Because because no one in that country is gonna watch a fucking movie without an intermission. You are not expected to sit there for 2 hours or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you need to have a fucking intermission at the hour mark. If it's a 2 hour movie, at the hour mark. If it's a 3 hour movie, at the hour and a half mark. Like, it's usually 10 to 15 minutes. And I think that's why movie theaters are so profitable in India, because most people go and buy their snacks at that point. If they don't buy it before the movie starts, they're buying it during the intermission, because at that point their resolve has broken down, you know?
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, okay, I really need a fucking hot dog or popcorn at this point, you know?
I mean,
So I think it would help the movie theater concession problem too.
Sure.
it comes down to and this is in the music industry as well, but I know exactly why it isn't in America. It's because the movie industry is like, okay, how long is the movie? How many showings can we do a day? How many people can we get in seats? That kind of thing. So rather than do intermissions, it's like, all right, play the whole movie, get them out, play it again, get them out, play it again, that kind of thing. And that's how they make their money back as a like a movie theater, that and concession sales. It's just like getting in people in seats. Right?
true.
I mean,
you know what?
Yes, but it just seems like, I don't know. It just seems like it hurts the movie watching experience.
Oh, I'm sure,
Maybe I'm
but I don't
taking
think
it
they
too
give a shit,
seriously.
right? I don't think the business side of movie making cares, right?
Yeah.
A great example, even though I hype this movie up so much, or series, when you go watch oh my god, my brain just died. The show that's on Paramount Plus about the making of The Godfather. Literally one of the moments is them being like, "You're
Forgot the
gonna
name of that.
make people watch a 3-hour movie? No one's gonna sit through the a 3-hour. Like, we could play, if the movie's 2 hours.
The Offer.
That adds X number of hours we can add to the movie. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hollywood loves that shit. It's all numbers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't know. To me, it's wild, because like Marvel, like somebody in chat said, do you think Marvel could train us to take intermissions like they trained us to expect end of credit scenes? I love that you use the word train because Marvel also trained audiences to watch movies that take part over two parts and that are 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Like so Marvel, like if anybody was going to do it, I think it's Marvel. And I, not to be that person, but like, or that annoying person, but I also think it's like an accessibility issue, like I truly feel that like some people need to get up and stretch or do something at the hour and a half mark. And I just think it makes, like I said, makes it easier for people that need to get up and stretch or use the facilities or have low blood sugar, need to eat every, so often. I don't know. Like,
No, I'm with you. I don't think
I'm a big
you're.
fan of it.
Yeah, I don't think you're out on a limb with that. Intermission sounds great. I forgot what film it
Yeah.
was. It might have been Far From Home. But typically, when we go to the movies, we'll go to dinner right before.
Yeah.
And so if you get 2 or 3 more drinks halfway through that movie, you're gonna need to use the restroom.
I drink I aim to drink 3 liters of water a day.
Yeah,
This is just on a normal
you're gonna
day,
have to use
right?
the restroom. It's just how it
So
goes.
even if I don't drink during the movie, like I'm telling you, I've skipped out on at least 3 or 4 end credits I can think of and looked it up on my phone in my car because I was like, I can't, like my bladder will
can't
burst. I'll
wait.
die right
Yeah.
here, like I have to get out. I have to get out. And it for me, it ruins the movie where like the last part of it, the last 15 minutes, I'm like, come on, kill the guy. Because I can't think about. And so many times people are like, just go, and I'm like, but then I'll miss stuff too.
Right.
I just go.
Yeah. It is what it is.
I love dramatic camera angles
I know.
that Bronze is getting right now.
Bronze is
like when you're like, I gotta go to the back, I gotta go, and then
I'm
the camera
affecting
zoomed in. I was
reality.
like,
It's great.
damn.
It's classic
I'm
Wanda.
affecting
She's
reality
affecting
because
reality.
I'm the
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch.
That is correct.
Right.
That is
I'm
correct.
the real life one.
I did.
Look at all my rage channeled. It was me all along. That's why I didn't like her. It was hitting too
Ooh.
close to home. I was like, fuck.
Oh, I did pull up some news. We'll keep it on Black Panther for just a sec. Have you guys listened to the Rihanna song from Black Panther, Wakanda
No.
Forever? There was a big hubbub when it released, I believe, last Friday. It's okay. It's not like a Rihanna pop song banger. It's more like a I think this movie's going to be really sad. If that Rihanna song is anything to go by, I think it's going to be really sad. At least initially. So people said the first 5 minutes of the film are very, 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 very sad for obvious reasons. So I guess bring a box of tissues. I know Erin's going to be pissed off because the last time we went and saw Spider-Man, she bawled for 2 days after the fact with where that film ends up. And I think this one could probably be similar.
What was the last thing that made me fucking cry?
Film-wise or just in
Peaky
general?
Blinders.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I was just thinking about in general Peaky Blinders. I sobbed like a bitch during Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
MCU, I don't know if I've cried in a while. I think Endgame.
Spider-Man for me, just seeing the reveals, I guess, for spoilers' sake, that occur in there were just kind of like a cool thing that definitely got me teary-eyed. The nerd in me was very excited. Jesse, you looked like
You're
you're
wrong.
about to.
The saddest scene was old school Peter and Doc Ock meeting each other and being like, "You're looking pretty good, buddy." He's like, "I know,
Dude,
man,
that
I'm trying." I was like, "Oh goddamn,
The film's
my
full
boy
of them.
grew up." That was the
film's-
moment. That was beautiful.
The film's full of them. They're great. So yeah, that Rihanna song came out. You can go listen to it on Google if you want to. It's okay. The kids would say it's mid. It's mid. The other thing is that Marvel Studios producer Nate Moore answered the Black Panther Wakanda Forever timeline question in an interview with Cinema Blend. And he says this movie clearly happens after Spider-Man No Way Home and Eternals. I think it probably happens potentially concurrent with Thor Love and Thunder. New Asgard does exist in our film and almost concurrent with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which is coming out in February/March. I think. Do you think they do a giant Man in the Ocean segment? Is that what's going on with Namor's people? Is Jesse Cox going to show up?
It's forever. I'm stuck here forever, bro.
I think if this is the film, we see him and we get talked about.
I'm going to be honest. Here's the thing. I think they wanted Eternals to be way bigger than it was.
Absolutely.
And I think now they have to be like, well, this was going to be really important, but let's just pivot away from that. I do not think we're going to get a full addressal of it because that would then require people to watch Eternals. And I think they're like, that movie didn't do as well as we wanted it to do.
You're saying this isn't important?
I don't think it is. I'm sorry. I love your costume, but I don't think it's important.
I think it could be. If anything, it could be a catalyst for, and I'm one, ignorant to the name of what they're calling Namor's people, and also I couldn't pronounce it if I tried, because I remember it's rather difficult. But the Atlantis parallel, let's go with that. That one's an easy one to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's some sort of Man in the Ocean situation. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if they've been like taking resources from it or I don't know. It made them more aware of the surface dwellers. I don't know, but I think it's going to be a thing. I think it's going to be it's going to have a role in the movie. I don't know what it is or how big it'll be, but I think it'll be there. I hope it'll be there. If they don't do it now, when the fuck do they do it? Right? I don't know a better time. We'll have to see. The other thing that came out is Coogler, who is the director for Black Panther 1 and 2, was talking about how Chadwick Boseman's death affected what the story was going to be, and said that before the story was originally going to be T'Challa grieving about the loss of time because of him coming back from the blip. He says, quote, as a man with so much responsibility to so many, coming back after a forced 5 years absence, that's what the film was tackling. He was grieving time he couldn't get back. Grief was a big part of it. So it sounds like grief was kind of always a factor in the film, even before he passed.
God, that would have been such a fire storyline, though, because we haven't had that.
We hadn't seen that discussed in the MCU at all.
Time going away is not haha funny. Some of our high school kids have graduated and some haven't. Like, it's actually like the number one gift you can give someone else is your time, right? Like, we have such limited time. Like, if I were to lose years of it, I would be fucking devastated.
Yeah.
You know, you come back and it's like, oh, I was paused and the world went on without me. Like, relationships move on. Like, everybody moves on. Other people get older.
It's literally the scene of in Interstellar when he's crying watching his kids age.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like that. Like that's
Yeah.
time.
Well,
man.
and it's a universal thing that anyone, no matter age, can relate to, right? Because time passes regardless of what happens.
It's one of the oldest storytelling tools is that, even immortality is a curse, right? Like, even if we look at like vampirism or vampire stories, or Ellen Ripley from Alien, you know, like, she survives all this and then she wakes up and finds out her kids have aged and died and whatever, and she's like devastated because what was the point of surviving all that if everything she loves in the mortal world is gone because she's been in hypersleep for so long. It's like truly a fucking gut punch, right?
Absolutely,
and so God, we were gonna get that story with Chadwick. Like, it would have been so good.
Yeah.
They'd have to do something dramatic, like when
have something dramatic to react to.
Yeah, like in Endgame, when he comes back, his loved ones are still fine for the most part. Like, they walk, like people are walking through the portal with him. He's got the army, everything. So they would need to do something that was dramatic that made us be like, oh shit, like we didn't expect that.
If it's hard because there's not necessarily a parallel that isn't outright political in today's world, but imagine someone that you highly respect and, seek out advice or leadership from that just vanishes for 5 years. And 5 years is enough time to like fully move on from. And so if an entire like kingdom moved forward for 5 years, Jesse, I feel like that would be enough. Because
My
you're
only
essentially
question
like, you're in some ways forgotten about.
But Endgame negates that though. Because out of all the people who showed up, Wakanda showed up like in force.
Well, sure, they can still show up and like fight, but they're not going to be there with their, their supposed king leading them to do it. They would have moved on. I think that would have been a fascinating. I see what you're saying, Jesse, but it still would be fascinating, I think.
We don't have to do like a Wakanda in decline storyline. It could be like a Tom Sawyer type of, I don't know how to describe it. Like, oh, people just move on without you. So it could be like, oh, Shuri is, the new like sort of leader of Wakanda. And what is he going to do? Come back and be like, oh, wait, I'm back. Get the fuck off the throne. Like,
yeah,
that could have been a thing that he just has to come to terms with, like, he's not in charge anymore because people moved on without him. The other storyline they could have done would have been having something happen to Angela Bassett during that time, but that would be an L for them, to be honest, because
I was
she's one of the
thinking
most
the exact same
powerful
thing.
actors on that cast. Like,
so
that would be very stupid for them to kill her off as like a plot line thing.
I mentioned
grieve over.
I mentioned Tanak. I think it's Tanak Huerta is Namor as being like a show stealer. The other one that everyone said was like God in the film was Angela Houston. They said that she's actually in the run for Oscar, and it's not just like Marvel fanboys. Like, she will potentially be put up for that type of stuff. So I hope she delivers on at least that messaging that I saw in a lot of the reviews, because she's definitely able to, right? Like, she's got the acting chops to be able to. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited regardless. She could kill that role. Seeing if there's anything else from any of the Black Panther stuff in terms of news. But I think that's pretty much it. I think everyone's just ready to see it. Oh, did I say Angelica Houston? I meant Bassett. Apologies.
Angela Bassett, you mean?
Yeah. Apologies for that. We'll see. I hope it's as good as all the social media previews said. I think reviews hit tomorrow probably or Wednesday for all that stuff. I'm sure I'll check those out beforehand, but everyone's gonna see it Thursday. We'll talk about it next week. We'll have a full show on it.
Better get tickets. You guys got me all worried. I'm not even.
I've been telling you for months, Bronze, to get tickets.
Oh no, I can get tickets. Never mind.
You got to get your tickets, okay?
All right.
Got to get your tickets. We'll move on with a little bit of other news.
Hey, question.
Let's hear it. Yeah?
Question.
Talk to me, Jesse.
Where's Dr. Doom?
What do you mean, where's Dr. Doom?
Where's Dr. Doom? Why no Dr. Doom?
What do you mean,
for
where's
me?
Dr. Doom?
Like, when are we gonna get Dr. Doom? When's that happen in our lives? When we getting Doom?
I don't know, Jesse. When are we getting Doom?
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. When are we getting Doom? When's Doom coming?
Let's talk next week, Jesse.
When's Doom coming?
Let's talk next week. I'm excited. What else do we got in the news? Don Cheadle is out there saying he is getting a, quote, rebirth for MCU's Rhodey with Marvel's Armor Wars. So I guess he's going to be able to like fully... I mean, he was kind of like walking. He was walking in Endgame, right? He had the like...
He had like the exoskeleton.
The exoskeleton, yeah. That's the best way to say it. So I wonder if they somehow just give him a non-exoskeleton solution or like hand wave his injury in Armor Wars with time like moving forward. I don't know how they would handle that. I don't know what he means by rebirth though. What's his the first quote?
Love what your costume has become, Jesse.
He looks like Tron.
This is how I feel 90% of the time.
You look like a conspiracy theorist. You look like
Yes.
we're trying to get into your brain.
Yes.
Well, I got to protect myself. because they're turning the frogs gay, and I just need to make sure that the aliens don't get me. I don't know if you're aware, but the Skrulls are out there.
Oh, someone said he looked like a pilot from Star Wars, and they're kind of right. If you dyed
Oh
that,
no, they are kind of right with the headphones. You
yeah.
do look like that.
Yeah, if you dyed
Okay.
that cap.
Yeah, no, you do.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
They're on target.
I love it. Jesse, also idea for next year. You could just wrap your entire body in silver and foil and be the Silver Surfer.
Be the Silver Surfer.
Or they give us Doom and I get to come out as the Doctor himself. I'll get a green cape and everything. I'll put the green outfit on, flowing green robes, like, hello, bitches. Oh, it'll be great.
You could. The full quote from Don Cheadle says, who is he talking to here? Entertainment Weekly. Sorry, I wanted to find the source. It says, what does he want to do? What are his desires outside of the relationship with the people we've already seen? Who is he when he's by himself? A lot of these things we haven't seen before, so there's a good opportunity to explore that stuff and hopefully create a full character that now we see, that now when we see the suit, we see everything else. It's a rebirth in a way. It's coming back to the character, and we've never gone to the places we're about to go in the show. So I feel in like some ways we're just getting to know him even after all this time. Cool. I'm excited
Bro,
for
that's
that.
a whole lot of word salad.
Right?
I mean,
Like,
I get what he's saying,
I feel like
though.
it's a really roundabout way to be like, I've been in this franchise for 10 years and I've never gotten enough screen time for you to see what my personality is.
I think,
That's
I mean,
like,
it's
that's
definitely
basically what he's saying. Is
he's
like,
probably got a
I've been
chip on
around
his shoulder.
for a minute.
There's no doubt he's got a chip on his shoulder, right? He's been in since Iron Man 2. Probably one of the like longest running actors and performances in the MCU.
He's like the first sidekick.
Yeah.
And I know before anyone calls up my ass about that, that is kind of what he is in that series. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But
Bronze, you want to hear my hot take?
yes.
War Machine was always cooler than Iron Man.
You're an idiot.
No. Ever since I was a kid, War Machine was more badass.
What is
He's got a
wrong with
fucking
you?
minigun on his shoulder.
What is wrong with you?
He's got a minigun on his shoulder. Since I was a fucking child, I saw War Machine. I was like, yeah, he's more badass. I don't know about in the MCU. I'm just saying in general, as a character, he's more badass.
JP, that is the most 13-year-old boy thing I've ever heard of.
He's got a minigun on his shoulder.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. I design-wise, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
War Machine design, like metal-looking War Machine with like the guns and shit, looks cooler. As a young man, I was like, oh, this guy's awesome.
He's fucking
comparatively,
sick.
Yeah.
Why can't you be like regular young boys and like Ghost Rider or Punisher? Why?
I mean, I like both, but they didn't have a fucking
but also regular
minigun
young boys
on a shoulder.
like in the 90s. It was Spawn,
yeah,
and like any comic book cover that had boobs on it,
yeah,
and like violent looking stuff.
Vampirella.
Oh yeah, that was where it was at.
Yeah. Jesse definitely
when,
read Vampirella.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Absolutely. He's just cool.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
His suit was even better. The silver looks so much better than the red and orange, or red and yellow.
The silver does look better than the red and yellow.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
He's chromed out of his mind. He looks sick as fuck.
It always, like, the part about War Machine that always sucked is like, he's kind of just a mobile tank.
That's fucking. Why does that suck?
That's cool as shit.
That's cool as hell. Yeah, zoom her out, because that's not a good statement, camera. Good job.
Yeah. I don't know, y'all.
Way out.
I don't
zoom
know,
way
y'all.
out.
Do another zoom camera.
Maybe this is just like I'm a big fan of mech. Maybe it's because I'm a big fan of like Mech Warrior. So I do like miniguns on mechs. It's just like War Machine is not that for me. I'm just like, like he's no Daishi mech, he's just like a metal guy with a minigun.
100% and fully admitting he was a stepping stone to Gundam, right? Like there was Iron Man, which is kind of like, hey, he looks kind of cool. Oh shit, War Machine, he's got a minigun on his shoulder. oh shit, that's a motherfucking Gundam with like a laser sword.
Doesn't Gundam predate War Machine?
Probably, but not in my experience.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not
Okay.
in my adventuring through the media as a young Batman, as you do.
If we're talking strictly about visuals,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think story played a role in it. It was just like he looks
kind of
cooler.
see your POV.
Yes, he looks cooler. He's a cooler looking and more, in a lot of ways, in my mind, like threatening.
So then how do you feel about Iron Patriot?
You know what? Iron Patriot, I liked less
I don't know
because
if
he seemed a little too like American flaggy. I was like,
America?
that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess, to be honest, I don't
Sorry,
even
my
know if
Discord's
Iron
going off
Patriot
and I
even
muted.
entered into the equation. Because I just didn't know about him as a character.
Yeah, no, he sucked. He sucked. War Machine was cool because it was like War Machine.
His name's
Iron
War
Patriot,
Machine. That's a fucking sick, like Iron Man
that's a badass name.
or War
Iron
Machine.
Patriot sucks. Yeah, Iron Patriot was garbage town.
Yeah. You got to think like a 13-year-old boy here, Bronze. Okay?
Yeah.
War Machine
Now, if there
is everything you want.
Yeah,
Iron Man,
if there was like a character called like Metal Boob Lass, that would be the most popular one.
Yeah.
If her like, if she had like,
I'm not
guns,
talking 13-year-old
like,
taste,
little
okay? Because I have some 13-year-old boy taste, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm an edgelord. I love Punisher, Venom. Like I said, Ghost Rider. These are like the Carnage. These are like the oh yes, this is 13-year-old boy taste. I just never assumed War Machine fell under that.
He
where
was
it's
sick
like,
as fuck,
War
man.
Machine?
So if here's the thing, to pull it back to what Cheadle was saying, if we can hit that, I think, now here's maybe a bigger discussion. Do you guys think that War Machine has more, I don't know, celebration, chance, oomph to it to capture fans over Ironheart? Which one do you think has more fan appeal?
Neither.
War Machine. I mean, that's easy. Do I think it's fair? Not really, but it 100% War Machine. Easy win.
Because Ironheart's definitely going to be in Armor Wars. There's no way she's not.
Ironheart's
Sure.
suit looks cooler. Ironheart's suit looks pretty cool.
In the shots that we've seen, the trailers that we've seen, she does look pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the public at large.
Okay.
You don't know who the hell Ironheart is.
Well, they'll
She
find
has to
out next
win
week.
people over.
Or this week, rather.
Like, yeah, but again, if people are saying there's a lot going on in the movie, they're introducing so much in this film. I don't think we're going to get like a lot of, oh my God, so much Ironheart time. Like, I really love this. Unless she does some cool shit, I could come here next Monday and be like, best character in the movie.
I didn't.
But I highly doubt that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bronze.
I will also say, like, Cheadle is a really strong actor. They just have to give him shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they haven't. They've given him like fucking nothing.
Yep, I agree.
But like if they give him good writing, like Cheadle has more potential. Just because he's an amazing actor. But like that's kind of the joke I was making. I hope this doesn't come off as I was like roasting Cheadle. No, it's like his writing in the movies thus far has been like non-existent. Like he just pops up and is like, all right, Tony, my entire thing is to reel you in.
Yeah,
he
was the straight man to Tony's.
For the army.
Yes,
I'm here to reel you in, buddy. And it was like that was the extent of the character. There's like nothing outside that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they do a good job, Cheadle is an amazing actor. He'll take it to great places. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust them to do a good job.
Well, he'll be the main character of that show. So if the writing sucks for him, then the show sucks at that point, right?
But the problem with Ironheart is that so far, if you asked anyone about like what's Ironheart's deal, they'd be like, Iron Man, but with the heart.
Well,
that's honest to God it.
I think that's being generous to the population at large. I think if you ask anyone who Ironheart is, they're going to go, "Oh, that's the female Iron Man." That's what they're going to say.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's probably more accurate. Yeah.
So
that's where the heavy lifting has to come in because you can't just keep.
The reason why I have very little faith in Ironheart taking off is like there's too many other characters in this
the film. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
y'all realize that, right? Like, I'm not trying to dump on this character. It's just like I've watched Aquaman. Like, when you have this many characters in a movie, she's not going to be in it very long. Now, she might shine in that small amount of time she's in it, but it's not going to be comparable to War Machine, who we've seen in several movies,
Yeah.
several fucking movies, right? So, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I will also say they haven't done the greatest job of showing off War Machine's personality,
Totally.
especially because, in my opinion, for those first few films, it definitely felt like it was still being written for from
Terrence Howard.
Empire. I cannot. Yes, yes. I feel like it was written for Terrence for a while there. I feel like it took a while to find the groove that was Cheadle.
You can totally encapsulate Cheadle's role in those films as Tony, what are you doing?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
his character. And then
Yeah,
Tony,
where-
you want to fight while DJ AM plays music to it? Okay.
The problem is that his character exists to be like, you know, the mom who dies in a movie, or like he is plot, not character. The stuff that happens to him, like him getting injured, like all that is just plot
It's
stuff.
plot movement,
and it's
yeah,
like, okay, man, that sucks. But you know, at the end of the day, there's not many people out there who are like, God damn, when he fell from the sky after they shot him with those like, oh, that was the worst. Like it was like, oh shit, but it wasn't like,
yeah,
my
I feel
favorite
like
character.
they've done a better job showing Hulk and Tony's friendship than they've ever done.
Absolutely.
Of showing War
Yes,
Machine.
yes.
War Machine was the government stand-in as well. He represented like
He's way too
America
entrenched
needs to
with
put
the
these
army.
people in check type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to like that character, right? Because like he's so entrenched with like the US military interests in a way that like they did a good job of divorcing Captain America from that, but I feel like they didn't do the greatest job with War Machine of divorcing him from that. And I don't know, it's weird because like I said, like other cameos that were really short because people are saying like, well, Black Panther was in, you know, in his introduction, he was there for 30 seconds, and you know, like Spider-Man was in Civil War for 30 seconds, but we know who Spider-Man is, and to a certain extent,
Well-
a lot of people know who Black Panther is. Like a lot of people might not, but like Black Panther in Marvel has been huge. He's married to Storm. Just
Absolutely,
because
yeah.
you don't know who he is doesn't mean he's literally one of the most important people in Marvel canon.
And
Like,
the other
if there
thing
is any important group of people, Black Panther is there. So just because like
Zoom in.
I like us to zoom in, just because some people didn't know who he was, just because you didn't know who he was, doesn't mean that a good chunk of people didn't know who he was. Like that is a huge unveiling.
Well, and the other
Ironheart
thing too
is a new character.
Yeah, I want you to talk about Ironheart, but the other thing too, Bronze, is and you know this, they were written better introductions. Like Black Panther shows up and you're like, oh my God, that chase scene was fucking sick. This guy's he can run so fucking fast. He's matching Captain America. That's badass. Right? Like they wrote the entrances of both those characters very well, and they were cool from the inception. But you were gonna talk about Ironheart in terms of like how they're gonna introduce her.
Ironheart is super new to the comic space in general.
Yeah.
And her comic didn't have like the numbers that Miles Morales Spider-Man had or that Kamala Khan Miss Marvel had. That's not me being a hater, that's just factual.
Yeah, it's the data.
You know? Like yeah, like Miles Morales Spider-Man was fucking huge. Like that comic sold gangbusters. If you have one of those now, if you have the first printing, worth hundreds of dollars. So like Into the Spider-Verse was always going to have fanfare going into it. And I always get in these arguments with people online because they're just like, no one reads the comics. I'm like, you don't read them, but that doesn't mean nobody reads them. Because ultimately, like when a comic sells that much, it starts to bleed over into general pop culture. Like enough people know about some of these characters that they can carry a show or be introduced all of a sudden.
Sorry. I don't mean to distract. I'm sorry. I had to strike a pose there.
It was funny. So, you know, and maybe they'll do a good job with her entrance. It's just they're introducing a lot in this movie. We're being introduced to Shuri in the Black Panther suit. we're being introduced to Namor, to Namor's people, and you have a lot of iconic characters from the first Black Panther, and we're going to want to spend at least some time with characters like M'Baku just to
Yes.
like push their plots forward. And that's just like one. We also have Okoye, right?
Yeah.
Did I say her name right? Yeah.
Yes.
We have like multiple. We have at least 4 or 5 characters from the first Black Panther that
And
are
there's
coming back
new.
that we're gonna want screen time with. And there's new.
There's new
and
Dora
there's,
Milaje
you know,
that they're introducing.
so, look at they're like zooming
They
me
know.
again.
They know.
But
It's
like,
great.
so it is one of those things where like just based off of what we know, how much time is she really gonna like realistically get in this movie?
Well, I think
Probably not a lot.
in terms of how the character is introduced, I think the at the end of Black Panther 1, the like school or whatever that they introduce when they go back to the basketball court and they start I don't know what they're called, but like the Wakanda outreach program or something.
Yeah.
I think that's how she gets involved. Is she's like going to one of these outreach programs and then does so well or invents something or, you know, excels enough for them to kind of get a blip on the radar of like, hey, we should, you know, this person should come to Wakanda for whatever reason. And so I think that's kind of how they're going to work her into it, which is a pretty smart way of handling that. And it's not like it's not a large bite, right, for an audience to understand. They're just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Oh, okay, she now has a suit. Great. That's her. She's going to fight. And now let's introduce every other character in this movie. They don't have to spend too long doing that. But are they going to make her likable in those 5 minutes? That remains to be seen. That's the big question is like, how is
And that
she?
comes down to like on-screen presence and
Totally.
charisma. You can like a person in seconds if you see them. So like,
yeah. So we'll see. Exciting regardless for both Armor Wars, which Ironheart will be in, and also Ironheart in Black Panther. We had some breaking news, I think. When was this?
breaking.
Yeah, this was about 2 hours ago. MCU adjacent, I would say. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is adding Daniel Kaluuya as Spider-Punk. He's going to be voicing Spider-Punk in that, which I think is a great fit.
Super cool. Yeah.
Neville's also excited for it. I don't know why the fuck you're going crazy, but yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna turn my heater off because I'm like dying of heat, and then like as this house coat.
Nice. We got the
I
dramatic.
love that zoom. That zoom in was
perfect.
incredible.
It's whoever's
That's so funny.
whoever's throttling Bronze's internet.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushing it. Absolutely. Now she's not
Crushing
even on
it.
camera. Yeah, so that's exciting. Daniel Kaluuya is a great actor, and I'm excited to see more. Neville, shut up. You're not gonna eat for like 4 hours, buddy. Calm down.
He doesn't know
Wait, is that
that
your
you're
cat or mine?
you.
That's my cat.
Oh, I thought that was my cat. I was like,
No,
"Kitty."
Neville starts going crazy. The other thing, and this will tie into our Legion conversation. Old Aubrey Plaza is joining Agatha Coven of Chaos.
Hell yeah. Here for it.
Yeah. I have
I'm here
no
for it
idea
too.
what she's playing, but she's joining a very busy cast, at least in the past week. They announced a ton of
Morpheus.
different people. What?
Mobius.
No, not What are you talking about Mobius for? Morpheus.
I'm just throwing out names.
Oh. He's
I
not
don't know
good,
who
huh?
she could play. I have no idea who she's playing.
How you play a new character?
of who she's gonna play. Yeah.
Mephisto.
Look, if Aubrey Plaza doesn't play a magic using witch, then what the fuck are they doing? Right? Like she's
I
got
don't know.
big
I
witch
feel bad
energy.
because I feel like she gets typecast a lot too, though.
But I do feel that. However, she's incredibly good at it.
Yes.
Like there's a reason
And,
that she's
like,
typecast.
we've
as
been
that.
watching Legion, and I do think like her ability to be like a powerful witch or a bad guy would be very high. Like I think she'd do a really good job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what
Yeah.
other M character. I got no other. Trying to go through all the M names. Medusa.
You know
No,
who
that
I'm
character's already
like
exists.
kind of is to me it's crazy they haven't announced that casting yet. Helena Bonham Carter. I'm shocked that she
Oh,
hasn't
it's like
been
is a witch.
yeah.
Is a
I feel like
coven member?
she should be. Like, isn't she like a real life witch? That's another like,
She might be.
typecasting, but like Also, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, why not? Like,
They announced a handful of other names. I don't know them. There's Maria Dizia, who was in Orange is the New Black and The Staircase, and Ali On, who was in Billions and Supernatural.
Morgan Le Fay. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one, chat. Morgan Le Fay. That's a good one.
Oh, shit.
The
Do
other
they
M's.
go that route? I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because Morgan Le Fay is definitely a major character, and Black Knight is already existing, so they could set up the whole Excalibur Merlin
Hell
bullshit.
yeah, they could.
That would be a hard
Or
pill to
Magic.
swallow, though.
Oh my god, there's so many. Yes, there's what's
Magic
that?
Magic is my favorite character in Marvel at the moment.
Rasputin's kid.
Is that
you
Magic?
think Aubrey Plaza is going to be Magic?
Look,
think he's
I
just
don't
spitting
know.
stuff
I
out,
don't
but-
care. I'm just sticking with this M goof. I'm gonna keep going until I run out of M names that I can think of because I honestly don't remember.
I was like,
How many-
there's no way she's playing Colossus' sister. There's absolutely no fucking.
MODOK. Ooh, I forgot about MODOK. MODOK. Think about it. There's a lot of potential. I'm gonna keep going.
Old MODOK? Could work.
Yep.
MODOK's in Quantumania, though.
As MODOK though, or as like some dude who's named MODOK.
I think as MODOK. I think he was in the trailer that was
We're
shown.
gonna see a giant head man. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
Not for light.
that was
I don't-
shown at Comic-Con. In the trailer, he was in there. I think that exists. I think that's a thing.
Aubrey Plaza
What
might be
if-
Madam Web. Madam Web's already
Okay.
taken.
Yeah.
To go with the M, hear me out.
Yeah.
What if Aubrey's character is like a flashback character and it's Wanda's mom, Magda?
Could be cool.
That could be very fun.
Because she looks like she could be Elizabeth Olsen's, like, you know, they look similar enough that I would believe that if it was like, oh, this is Magda
Yeah.
or whatever.
But didn't
I'd
they
maybe
show the
believe it.
mom in the bomb scene during the flashback?
Yeah, but that's not to say they could just recast. I mean,
They got held
Um,
that whole scene where they were watching oldies.
yeah.
So like, I mean, they could easily do that.
They can always
What about?
recast.
Hold on, this is a good one. May Parker,
Sure. Yeah.
Mary Jane Watson.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I went and I looked up a thing now. Magneto. What about Magneto?
I think that's
Or-
it. They're gonna gender bend Magneto.
Man Thing. You know what? I would love to see Aubrey Plaza play Man Thing. I'm not even gonna lie. That would be so funny.
We're descending into madness.
Yeah, I
Molecule
know.
Cox.
Man. Yeah,
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you, Wakanda. Not Wakanda, Jesus. Thank you, Wanda. The wrong Jesse's flipping this. Now I'm just saying W names. Thanks, Wonder Woman. I appreciate it.
W names? Hold on. I have a whole list here.
Jesus
Thanks,
Christ.
Whiz Kid, Wild Pack, Jimmy Woo, Woody, War Machine, Wong,
Jesse's had
Whizzer. Who the hell
tinfoil
is
on his head
Whizzer?
for too long.
He has.
Jesse's had tinfoil on his head for too long. His
has.
brain is overheating.
Well, let's do this. Let's swap it up and really get into the tinfoil. We're talking about Aubrey Plaza. Let's talk about some Legion. Episode 4, 5, and 6. It's been really fun reading the Twitter DMs of the two of you and you guys just both being like, what is happening in this show?
I need
keep
you to know. I don't know.
rewinding. I keep rewinding because I'm like, oh, surely maybe I was not paying attention. Surely I've missed something. And then I rewind and I'm like, no, I did not. Okay. Okay.
I
All right,
could
that's what
not
we're doing.
tell you what the hell was going on in this show right now.
Yeah.
I rewound. I was in the DMs. I was like, I rewound several times thinking I missed something. Like, hold on, what? Like, I feel like I'm on drugs.
The only thing I know is that I would serve the Shadow King. Like Amal Farouk.
Oh, he's suave as fuck. Yeah.
And when he went on that fucking rant about every time, you know, when people don't understand, the people with the white faces and the blue eyes come to kill the king. Something they don't, you know? And I was like, the entire time I was like, you've got me.
It's pretty
'Cause
good
when
casting.
remember he goes, when he's like in the desert and he's going on that rant about how, like,
Yeah, how he's
people,
not going to kill him or whatever.
like, yeah, external forces had so many opinions on the king
Oh,
and how
yeah.
he ruled. And so
That was
he
episode
basically
4, I
was like
think.
the white devil. Yeah, but he like brought it back. Or wait, no. Sorry, I watched past episode 6.
Uh-oh. This might be episode 7.
Fuck!
That's fine.
Shit, I'm sorry.
He
They're
still
all
nails it,
melding
though.
together. Reality's melting for me, chat. But seeing like how the roles are kind of reversing.
He's
Sorry.
very
I
convincing
totally
in...
spoiled the next episode. I suck. I'm
No,
so
that's fine.
sorry.
It's fine. It's not... You didn't really spoil anything, to be honest.
The time is so crazy in this fucking show, and so I'm getting like a little mixed with like what happens when. But he goes on this rant about how like he's not the bad guy, and he does this whole thing about how, oh yeah, the white-faced blue-eyed devil is now like who people think is the hero is now the villain and all of that. And I'm like, listening to
Sure.
him, I was just like, it's so hard not to root for you. You're so good. It's just so
Well,
great.
the entire show is a constant swap of like gray in terms of who's bad,
Yeah.
who's good, and also
Yeah.
like who is that like who is this person that we're looking at? Like,
Right.
and what are they? Like, why in this particular instance, I don't know who they are generally. And that's why I enjoy the show, because it is such... You guys are 100% correct of like pausing and rewinding, because they're just jumping around so much. But it's still like somewhat cohesive, at least when you look at the season as a whole, because
Yeah.
there is so much just jumping around. What did you guys think of the sister Aubrey Plaza moment in the kitchen?
So I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think that I think it's 5, 6, right? And 5 is the body swap, and 6, the beginning of it is like a because 6 is sort of like the what if episode, kind of.
A little bit.
And I think him in his head having sort of like a conversation with his sister, I would have liked those two scenes switched so that I would have cared, because honestly I don't like his sister doesn't come off as like a character that I care too much about.
Sure.
So to have
It's more of a plot
the moment
device.
of like him and his sister having a conversation, like that moment coming after, I was like, I would have preferred that switched. But I thought it was neat. I thought like the whole like, ah! Like that was kind of crazy looking. But I would have liked the two switched.
Yeah. Did it work for you, Bronze?
I think if they had switched them, they would have foreshadowed her death too much. And I think what I like most about that flashback episode is it kind of makes you dislike her, because you realize how great his life would be without her, if that makes sense. Like you see
That's not
all
what I
these
picked up at
different
all.
No,
Do
I
you-
see
do you
all these
mean-
different
Do you mean great
realities.
in like the billionaire reality? she was-
sort of, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because she was still present in that
present
one.
but
was
he's
present-ish,
like bitter
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you see all these different like kind of versions of reality, right? Like what could be and what could have been. And you realize like a big part of him getting better is her dropping him off at that asylum, and that's kind of what kicks things off for him. But in some ways it's like he literally drugs himself into oblivion because he doesn't want to like potentially hurt his sister.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like, I don't know, maybe it's my Shadow King love where I'm like, if only you realize your true potential, accepted that you are a mutant, cast aside your mortal sister, embrace your power, and it's like,
I thought episode 6 was supposed to be the episode where that was maximum copium for him. Like he was going through multiple timelines of like, if I didn't live this life, this like he was him trying to make himself feel better about her not being there, and like, well, maybe if she was never around, my life would have been better for this reason or this reason. Or like I thought that's what the point was. And the idea was supposed to be like, no, bro, like she was a big role in your life, and like it sucks that she's dead. That's what I picked up from it.
Here's a crazy thing to throw into both of y'all's thoughts. What if that wasn't a like jump back in time? What if he just created those realities after he found
Yeah,
out.
no, I thought
his
that was
sister-
all in his head. The entire time I thought that was
Yeah.
all bullshit
I thought
just
that
his
was
head.
his grief
Yeah.
process, was him thinking of, okay, well then what if she never existed, and what if she did exist, and what if we were separated, and what if this happened, and what if that happened? And yeah, I assumed he was like running through every version of events where this
Right.
wouldn't have happened to her or where something else would have happened.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's powerful enough to have created those realities, though. Just in general, he could just make them real. In a lot of ways. And I think that's kind of what the episode is hinting at until the final moment when it's revealed that it was all before he went into Clockworks. At least in that one specific scenario. Because I think all of those things truly did happen. All the different realities. And he was like aware of it, but also not fully aware of it, that he could do that. Apart from the like drug-induced rant on how he's creating splinters of reality in the diner. Like I think that was all real versions of him. And the story that we're following is him where he goes to Clockworks.
Honestly, I mean, I didn't think about that, but you could be right because the more I think about it, the more it does seem very multiversal, not like him theorizing, but like I think it's also kind of beautiful if it's in every reality his sister was important to him in some way that changed those realities. I think like that's also kind of beautiful that could be what it was. But I thought at the time I was like, oh, this is him just like dealing as he's going through some shit.
Sure.
And the multiverse worked because it's currently we're talking about multiverse stuff in Marvel, the MCU in general. So like, it, I'm on that train.
Yeah. Well, back then we definitely weren't at all. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This was so early on in the. Well, this was towards the end of Phase 3, if not at the end of Phase 3 when this was airing. So, still somewhat later on in the MCU, not anywhere near the start, but it's been good.
Like one of the times on the timelines, like I love. First off, shout out to whoever was doing the makeup on this episode. It was episode 6. It was so ludicrous to me. The like caveman, like it's just so much.
He
fun.
looked very much like the caveman from the Geico commercials.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Drug version was fun. Like I even liked the version of him that was like, I'm rich because I'm a psychic and I'm
The
like
billionaire?
playing the game.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing. Like all of it's good.
Yeah. It's been a fun rewatch for sure because there's been a handful of things that I just kind of like I forgot about the Aubrey Plaza sister swap scene, which was wild. Just in general for it to exist as like an MCU or not an MCU property, but a Marvel property. It's been good. Where do you think this goes? That's what I'm going to start asking.
Bro, I have no clue where this goes.
I mean, Bronze watched episode 7, so she might have an inkling of what, but
Well, I don't know
we got
how
4 episodes left. We'll watch them all. I don't know.
Figures into it because they still keep talking about the delusion and the spreading of like a delusion and how mass hysteria is like a part of this as well. And we saw that like weird little egg thing go into his ear.
Yep.
And so we have that part of it as well, right? Like we have this piece that I don't know how that fits. And I feel like it's going to be important, but I don't know in what way it's going to be important. And I think they want us to, they're trying to like say, hey, look over here with the whole like, oh, this is the future version of his girlfriend. And she's saying all this stuff is going to happen. And I'm like, I feel like they're saying, look over here while they like do this stuff over here in plain sight, which is like, and then like even inside the headquarters, the fact that the voices are always like, new symptom alert. Like there's clearly something greater is occurring and it's happening in plain sight, but like no one's paying attention to it.
Totally.
Because they're trying to hyperfixate on this like this problem. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure that stuff is really important. Like I'm pretty sure that
there's so much in this show that is very important.
Really important.
Yes. There's so much happening in this show that you don't actually like you see, but you don't know that you're seeing it. And that's what's very fun to witness on a rewatch.
Mhm.
That's what I'm enjoying of it, as well as both of you guys just losing your minds in the DMs.
I am absolutely obsessed with oh my god, what is his name? Fukuyama? Is that his name?
The robot?
I'm obsessed with that dude. And like the two twin, the Vermilion, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with them. That's the weird shit I love. Love it. It's so bizarre. And I'm like, I have no idea where this goes. I don't know what, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's very
But
strange.
that's like a nod too, right? Like, because the sister's like, I had a dream that I was like basically that she's like had a mustache and she was a part of the computer.
Yeah.
So
Again, if everything, I keep
how
forgetting.
does that work?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that season 1 ended with him being sucked up into a probe.
Well,
Like-
you know where that probe comes from, though.
Sure. But like, I keep forgetting that this is the kind of show where it's like, we're going to be very weird. And so I always assume, I think I know where this is going. And then every episode I'm like, I don't know where the hell this is going.
Yeah.
I don't know So I just watch. This is one of the few times where I'm so confused by 90% of what's going on. I just absorb it. I don't sit there and try to I've figured out what the plot is. I cannot tell you what's going to happen episode to episode. I'm like, okay.
Well, and it's so true because some of the episodes begin and John Hamm is talking to you about some mental condition and all the actors from the episode are there. But it's John Hamm. Just, giving you a little teacher lesson. It's great. I enjoy it a lot. It occurred to me just now that next week episode should be devoted to Black Panther 2, so I think we'll do the Legion season 2 finale in 2 weeks. Finish the next 4 episodes, the whole season, for the 21st, probably. That makes the most sense. Or we could even do the 28th because the 21st we might have our first guest on the show, potentially. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll kind of be playing a little fast and loose with all that stuff. But I'm excited. I'm glad you guys are watching it. Glad you're enjoying it. It continues to be batshit. If you can believe it, season 3 is actually on a whole nother level of batshit when it comes to just story and plot and all that stuff. It gets even weirder. I'm excited for it. Should be a good time. We'll watch it eventually. I don't know when, but also when. Now that I think about it, I don't even know. It might be a while till we revisit Legion because there's also the Guardian special is on the 23rd. So that might be discussed on the 28th.
Well, if the Guardians is the 23rd, then we still have the 21st, right?
Yeah, but the 21st we might have our guest. But that might also just be a segment instead of the whole show. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know and whenever we're going to end up watching Legion. But you have a while. So finish the season. The next time we discuss it, we'll be done. We'll discuss it in full.
I'm gonna need a reminder on all this because I'm still sick, so I'm barely keeping.
I got you. Yeah, we'll just you can watch the rest of the season whenever. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started because it's 4 hours long. What we have left.
Yeah, something like that. Four episodes.
And
long.
I know I'm gonna need to rewatch it, which is why I mixed 7 and the rest because I was like, so much has happened.
Yeah. Watch that. It's good. Let's wrap up
Jesse,
the MCU
are you good,
crew.
Jesse?
I'm just consistently it's just a lot. I'm so blown away. I love the show. It's just so much. As a show, it's fascinating this got made.
It's FX during the height of FX, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the
it
peak
really,
of
it
FX.
really is fascinating. This was created. The things they're doing, it's like if you took Mr. Robot and said, let's make it more confusing. It's really crazy. It's fat, but also just like Mr. Robot, they were like, let them do whatever they want. So you get some episodes that are fantastic visuals.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I even like the sections between Jermaine Clement's character and Amal Farouk
Oh, they're
because it
great.
kind of it makes you feel for a second like, oh, is he going along with this? And then you realize, no, he's just a lot smarter than Lenny. So he
Yes.
knows he has to go along with it until he gets the right moment to kind of like have his revenge. And they even show a second where he like sees Melanie like reaching out or like looking at him, and then he like goes back to say, "I'm gonna kill you," you know. And it almost makes you wonder if like he's willfully not remembering so that Amal can't use shit against him. It almost makes you wonder if him being so ignorant is actually like a very fucking clever way to block
Yeah.
Amal out because he hits you where it hurts, right?
Totally.
Like he killed his sister. He killed like, you know, our main character's sister. Like I'm like, he's not the type of person that you want to have dirt on you because he will absolutely jam the knife where it hurts and then twist it, right? So it's actually like very and he did that like when tormenting um you know I keep forgetting his name. Our main character. I just keep forgetting his name. I
David.
don't know why.
David?
David, sorry. David in season 1, he would like put him in different memories, fuck with his memories and stuff like that. So in some ways, like Jermaine Clement's character not having any memories is like puts him uniquely poised to where his reality can't be fucked with. Like he can't really go in his memories and mess with shit because there are no memories.
Right.
Whereas like Lenny, we don't even know if that entire rant about Rondo citrus soda was real. It could just be fucking fake. Because he could have just implanted that shit in there. And then that's even what I thought of with the sister, where I was like, wait. David doesn't know that that happened. David read that from Lenny's mind. Now we know Amal is in Lenny's mind. Amal could have just put that in there to fuck with him.
Right.
Because it's Amal Farouk. Why wouldn't he?
Yep.
And so I had to think about that too, where I was like, we're taking this is all canon, this is exactly how it played out. Girl, no. That's a memory he put in Lenny's mind, knowing that David would read Lenny's mind. So I don't know what's real.
But yeah, that's the problem with the show from the beginning, from season 1. Unreliable narrator across the board. Like you have no idea what's
He's a
real.
manipulative mastermind.
Yeah.
That's good. It's been great.
Because even
Yes,
with Lenny, like going on the whole things about like, oh yeah, my mom gave me alcohol, this, that, and the other, and I was sitting there, I was like, girl, like
Grandmother.
I'm not buying any of this shit. Like, do you even know if this is real? Like, do we even fucking know? And she's like, no, because we met at Clockworks. And it's like, but wasn't that Amal at Clockworks fucking with you, making you think he was somebody that he wasn't? Like, I don't know. And then finding out that it was her body in the egg. Because it like they extract the sample and then they inject it. I was like, I thought it was Amal's body in the egg. So you're telling me Amal's body wasn't in the egg? That was Lenny's body in the egg.
But we don't know that though.
Or was it the Shadow King's body in the egg?
All you saw was an arm.
Needed that sample.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, like, that's the problem. We don't know anything really.
Yeah. All you saw was an arm.
Yeah.
Like whose body was in? I'm sitting here, and then they keep talking about the egg allegory. Like they want you to think that's a tomb. No, it's not. It's an egg because they keep saying an egg. Or
a John Hamm moment.
The difference between a crazy idea or a delusion and a normal idea, you know, isn't you don't know it until the egg hatches because from the outside the shell looks the same, and then the fucking tomb looks like an egg, and I'm like, see, are they hiding it in plain sight? Where it's like, think about this for a minute, like. What is in the egg? We're assuming it's Amal Farouk's body, but we saw them dig it up. We saw them take the fucking sample out. Is that him spreading a delusion?
Yeah.
Is Lenny a delusion? And everyone that's coming in contact with Lenny is getting infected with this delusion.
It does. I mean, it does. We do have the idea from the first season of the infection. Like it's in you and like you've been infected. Like that. I mean, like that could play.
Yeah. Next 4 episodes are pretty wild. That's all I'm going to say. If you can imagine, they wrap up the season in a way that is even a little sillier and crazier. Then yeah, it gets.
I'm just so excited to see a season that's wrapped up. You know,
in terms of where they.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to end on another fucking cliffhanger. Because actually, like that season 1 is kind of wrapped up. And like, yeah, he gets pulled into the probe, but like a lot of the threads of season 1, like it is a complete story in and of itself with
Right.
room for a sequel.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
just end it honestly there and be like, oh yeah, and then the Shadow King runs off and that's, So I hope that like this is somewhat of a complete story. But we still, oh my God, guys, we still have the whole storyline with the old boy and homegirl who can't go into each other's bodies anymore.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
she can't go into his body, only he can go into hers. That's a whole other fucking thing.
That's
Zoom
man,
in
it was
for
so
perfect
good.
back.
It was so
That's
great.
the whole that's a whole other thing that we have to. Y'all, what the fuck is a show?
It's wild. Watch it all. We'll talk about it
Oh no!
at some point in the future. Is your hand breaking? Or your
The whole
face?
thing fell apart.
Gotcha. Well,
Even the mask started to fall apart.
the goof is
Oh
over.
no!
I'm still standing
It's
strong.
all right.
We're still.
Cosplay, it dies a sad death all the time.
I feel like that the turtle dude that goes turtle, like the guy that says turtle.
Turtle.
Yeah.
You?
That's what I feel like right now. It's
You.
this massive chest. thing.
Turtle.
It does look like a turtle shell on your chest.
It does. It does. Yeah. It's because it's not zipped up in the back. I couldn't.
Oh, so it's like sitting forward a little bit.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I could do. Oh wait, that's my mask. Now I'm just pulling my mask.
Hey, JP.
What?
Hey, JP, quick question.
Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yes, Jesse Cox.
What'd you think of the newest Andor?
Yeah, let's do our Andor minute here. Bronze, are you gonna watch this show?
I started it and I really liked it. And it's kind of weird to me that I feel like Star Wars fans spend more time tweeting about things they hate than things they love.
It's
there
because
was not
Star
enough
Wars
love for
Star
this
Wars
show on my
fans don't
timeline.
watch Andor for some reason.
Why?
No one's watching Andor. No one. I couldn't tell you why.
Because most Star Wars fans are not Star Wars fans. They're fans of laser swords.
Yeah, that's true. Andor is the best show. After the last episode, I can officially state that Andor is the best television show of the year. They are somehow creating a universe where everything is known where it goes. We know the ending of this whole situation, but I still am fascinated and so unbelievably thrilled with every episode, and I have no idea where we're headed.
Can I tell you my insane theory that I guarantee they'll never mention, but I'm convinced this is true?
Yeah.
You know how they mentioned this episode that they're like, the dude's like, yeah, they sent that. The reason why they killed all those dudes is because they discovered, that one guy was transferred, and it isn't like you leave, you're there forever, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I am now totally convinced that the parts they're putting together. Originally, I was like, oh, that's probably Death Star parts.
Sure.
I'm now convinced the part they're putting together, they then take to another floor, and then that floor disassembles them, and they bring them back up, and it's like a fucking just torture. It serves no purpose other than they put the machine together, send it to another floor, disassemble it, send it back to the guys, and they keep doing it over and over and over again, just as like that. I'm convinced of this.
Potentially.
Convinced of it.
I could see it, but I do feel that the Empire's not. While they are wasteful, they always build to a goal. Like there's a point to what they're doing.
Sure.
And so I think it's definitely going to be used, and I think the Death Star is like the more story. Likely reason.
But that's my crazy conspiracy theory.
But it could be true.
Tinfoil hat, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's one of the few pieces of media that I can actually think of that have made a pre-existing entity so many times worse than I ever imagined it could ever be.
Yes.
And
dude.
I don't know if that's ever like there's never been a show or a book or anything that I've read that's taken, like, for example, The Empire is what I'm referencing, and just made them the worst fucking thing imaginable. Whereas they were always the worst thing imaginable, but it was because of some dude with lightning fingers at the helm and was like, oh, that guy's clearly evil. But this is like truly like foul, corrupt bullshit.
Yeah, what's fascinating about, like, when you look at the Empire in Star Wars stories, it's always like the Emperor with his lightning fingers, or Darth Vader with his laser sword, or like
Yeah.
Grand Admiral Thrawn who's just smart but evil, like that kind of shit. And we rarely ever get to see the like, hi, my name is Steve. I work in accounting. I'm also very evil. And
Yeah.
and it's a great show because it shows you that, like, from top to bottom,
They're just corrupt
everyone
and fucked.
involved, everyone is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And they love being a piece of shit, and they thrive on being a piece of shit. And I'm like, this is some political stuff right here. This right here, like, people are in it. They're like, look, we enjoy this. We enjoy outmaneuvering each other and treating each other like shit, and we're all bad people. And it's like, God damn, it is fascinating.
Well,
to watch.
and the other side of that too is it takes what the rebels, to stand for and exist for, and also show that they're not necessarily great people as well.
Right.
They're doing shit to get shit done because you have to. They're kind of saying like you have to combat that level of like evil with evil in itself from like a morality sense to actually get outside of a like oppressive state, outside of like fascism.
The message,
it's wild.
The message that I think comes across loud and clear in Andor is that the Empire's bad. The rebels are they're different on a like belief spectrum.
They're bad for a different goal.
Yeah, yeah. And the good people are everyone caught in the middle who are just trying to live their lives, and they're like, they're all totally screwed. Like the scene, dude, the interrogation scene was
incredible.
Wild. I was like, whoa, like that was so cool. Everything about it was terrible. I was like, oh my God. Like, the one thing I think is amazing, this is my big takeaway from the entire series. The prison almost looks exactly like the Star Wars hotel. Like, go look at photos of the Star Wars hotel and go look at the prison and tell me that doesn't make you think of the prison. Now, all I can see is the Star Wars hotel as a prison. Like, they shouldn't have made it look so similar. The Star Wars hotel bedrooms look like the prison bedrooms.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not okay with that. That's messed up.
They're pretty similar, for sure.
I can't wait to know.
Also, I learned that the bad guy, I learned that she's Yennefer in Witcher 3.
Yeah,
blew my mind.
Are we still gonna get a hefty tax write-off and go to the Marvel part of Disneyland when it opens?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm on board. Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah.
We should make that happen. We should get some. I'm working on an IRL rig. We should get some IRL rigs.
Yo, you IRL rig the shit. I will go there and I don't know. I'll dance with Wanda. I'll find Wanda. We'll do a little like Sokovian dance together.
Are we gonna do that thing where we stand in line to take pictures of superheroes? That's so. I don't know if people are gonna make fun of us online.
I don't care if they do. I'll still do it.
That's called content.
Yeah, it's content. Yeah.
So, like, would I stand in line to take a picture with Thor? No. Would I stand in line to take a picture with Mickey Mouse dressed as Thor? Yes. Because for some reason, something in my lizard brain is like, Mickey's a cosplayer and he's cosplaying another.
I'd stand in line for Thor as well.
Would you go on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride with me, Bronze?
I will. I've only been on it once and I screamed my fucking head off. Yes. So I don't know if you're ready for that. I didn't know what it was, to be fair. And I went on it and I shrieked like a banshee. And yeah. The people I was with thought I was going to die because I was screaming that loud because I didn't expect it to just drop me. And there was a point where I was like, clearly this is like some type of VR experience. And you get to the top and they show you the whole thing. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they just dropped me. And I was like, oh my God. And
like, is they keep dropping you.
End.
They keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's the house of House of Terror. Is that what it used to be? Same
thing.
The
Tower of Terror.
I've never been on that ride.
Oh,
it was like
okay.
my first time at Disneyland in years, and I had never been on that ride, and I didn't know what happens, and I didn't look it up because I'm one of those people that's like, let me just go on this and see what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And almost pissed myself. That shit was so terrifying.
There's a photo out there of you know how they take your photo during the ride? Everyone on the ride is like screaming, and it's me like all smiles. I think I might have a death wish. I was just like so happy. I was like, this is
My
Everyone else is
experience-
losing their mind, and I'm just like,
My experience with that ride was, I don't know how long ago it was. Could have been, if you said 10 years, you might actually be correct, was the last time I rode that. But I was riding with Day 9, who was sitting next to me. And Sean, I don't think generally rides those types of rides. And just like Bronze was describing herself, like shrills coming out of her mouth, it was the same thing for Sean. And he was just saying, like, get me the fuck off this fucking ride. I don't want to fucking be.
Yeah, no, my
Just
friend was definitely
screaming.
laughing at me because I was like, how many times have we fucking dropped?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was,
and then
it's like, I fucking hate this
I think
fucking
the
thing.
first drop I said, we're gonna fucking die. I think I screamed it.
Sean was very upset, if I recall correctly. There's
We're
images.
gonna die.
Yeah, the image is exactly also how Jesse
Not
described it.
ready.
Where I'm just
It's
smiling
like-
and Sean is freaking the fuck out.
they play different songs when you go on there, and the song that we got was Jackson 5. So I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
sing it, little Michael. I was
Yeah.
having a good old time on that
This is
ride.
Born to be Wild.
Ah,
Ooh.
pretty
And
good.
it's seared into my memory because I'm born to be wild.
Oh, it's a trigger for you now?
And then they just drop
Oh,
you, and
no,
I'm like,
mine was like, I want you back. I want you. It just like went up and down.
That's
I was
fun,
like, this is
though.
the greatest.
That's pretty fun.
I feel like maybe that would have soothed me a little bit instead of traumatizing me. We have more breaking news though, JP.
Oh, we do? What's the breaking news? Fill
Did
me
you
in.
see this? Ryan Coogler confirms that Namor is as strong as Thor and the Hulk. Direct quote: "He's incredibly strong. He's as strong as Thor, and if he's around enough water, he can be as strong as the Hulk."
That sounds correct.
Hmm.
Yeah,
People are
Namor's,
losing their minds over this info, but I'm like, okay, but if he's near the water, yeah, he could probably restrain the Hulk.
Namor is he's a motherfucker. He's strong as shit. I'm so excited to see him this week. There's been so many things said about his entrance into the movie, but no one said exactly what it was or is because of embargo purposes. But they've said that his like entrance into the MCU is going to be the thing that everyone's talking about. And I don't know what that means, but I hope he like shows up riding a fucking whale or something and just appears like
he
out
has
of
a
nowhere.
lot more power to be like powerful now that he's not in a banana hammock.
Yes. Yes. But I think I don't think he's like in
He's
an
in
outfit
shorts.
though. He's wearing like shorts. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
but
a,
there's
it's not a banana
difference between
hammock.
that and like a freaking
You're not wrong.
like
Yeah. I love the design of him compared to like comic book Namor where it's
yeah.
I love what they've done.
I
with
love
it.
comic book Namor, but there's a Rick and Morty episode basically shitting on Namor with like,
on Aquaman and
sea
Namor.
creature that's like thrusting his dick at everything.
Yeah.
And I was mad, but then I was like, no, this is also kind of true. Like, it's like, how do you take someone seriously? Yes, Nimbus. How do you take someone seriously when they're like in a fucking thong, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I get to enjoy Namor without being like, that's a lot of bulge.
Yeah.
Put that away. No one wants
think-
to see that.
I think the brilliance of Black Panther 1 and now 2 is that the production team, the team that's involved, Coogler, whoever made the choice to say
That was Coogler,
these
I think.
people need history,
Yeah, that was Coogler.
right? And so at Wakanda, you can see a history of Wakanda just in life. And I think that having like the Atlanteans have like they look like they've been around culturally for a very long time. And I think that's brilliant work to do instead of just like, yeah, we're from Atlantis and we like, hey, you better watch out. Like, if you look at the way that they did, I don't want to like shit on the DC universe because I actually kind of
what do you mean, Jesse?
Aquaman. But if you could tell me what the history of like even though they went out of their way to make Aquaman like, hey, we're gonna show you everything rather than tell a story. Even then, it was like, what's the history of like this world? How did the Aquamen live? Like they all have kingdoms, but like how this visually tells a story.
Well,
you don't even have to spend 45 minutes doing a backstory.
They do have I think the backstory is that the Mayan civilization didn't cease to exist. They just went underwater.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what they're saying, cool.
I think that's
I'm very
the
excited
premise
to
that they're
see.
going with.
Yeah, just like the background nature. Like, you don't even have to explain it. Like, visually, we can tell. Like, culturally, they've been around for a while, and we don't need this whole like, well, like what, it's just there. It's just represented on screen. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
here for it.
Well, we'll talk about it next week in full once we've all seen the film. Comes out Thursday. Make sure you go get your tickets. They're gonna go fast. I think it's gonna be a pretty. I feel like Marvel's like fully back with this.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I feel like they are.
Wait till after the movie. Don't say that.
You're right.
Don't jinx it.
But I feel like they are. I feel like
You can't say Marvel's back when so far most of this phase has been truly, truly bad.
you're a little
Don't do
harsher
that.
than I
Don't
am.
do
Thank you,
that.
Jesse,
You're a
for
little
being
harsher
the
than I
negative
am.
one. Thank you,
I
Jesse,
got
for being
you. I
the
got you,
negative
bro.
one. It
Don't do
can't
that.
always be me. Yeah, thank you.
There's
so
been
much.
there's been some wins for sure. There's been some good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
But the majority of it, not great in this
Dog shit.
phase.
Majority, strong word. There have been some stinkers, though, is what I will say. Let's go with that. Can we? Is that agreeable?
I would say majority.
Okay.
Go look at our list. I'd say majority.
Yeah.
There's
that's
been
true.
some good. There's been certainly some good, but the majority is like,
We'll pull out the list next week. We'll throw Black Panther into the mix. We'll watch it. This week.
I will make a
That's
prediction. No matter how good or bad this movie is, it's gonna be number one. I mean, it could be terrible and still be better than most of what we got.
I don't think it's gonna be terrible. I don't
I'm
think it's
saying
gonna.
it could be and still would be.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't think there's any guarantee any movie following this is gonna be better than what we've gotten thus far. Does that make sense? Like,
I don't
because
repeat
I
that.
think like Coogler will break his foot off, and this I think this movie is gonna be good, but I don't think it gives us a guarantee that any movie after this is gonna be better than what we've gotten. thus far.
Referencing the phrase
Does that make
Marvel's
sense?
back.
Like,
yeah. Okay.
right.
Yeah. Because I think like it'll be, oh damn, that movie was really good. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled mediocrity.
Well, did y'all saw the preview for Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I think that looks fantastic and also stupid, but
I mean,
fantastically
it could
stupid.
be fun. It could be super fun.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if it's like good.
I mean, I think
You know
I
what
was
mean?
alone and not because I think in this group my opinion was the unpopular one that I was not that impressed with Guardians 2, even though Guardians 1 was like I was a big fan of it. Guardians 2 was kind of a downtrend for me.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like every time, and this is unrelated, I used to be a huge fan of him on Parks and Rec, but like every time I see Chris Pratt in something, it's like he has a chip on his shoulder. Because like I think the internet doesn't like him. And for me, when I see him and stuff, I've been feeling it more and more and more like he's just trying really hard. I don't know if that's gonna affect the Star-Lord character, but like I feel like it's been seeping in where he's like, why are people mad that I'm Mario? I have to be the likable guy. I feel like I've been seeing it more and more in his Jurassic Park appearances and stuff. Jurassic World, is that what it is? Sorry. But I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think that's
coming
right.
off as like trying really hard. So we'll see how he does Peter Quill, but that's just the vibe I've been getting lately. It's not in his old stuff, but it's in his new stuff.
Yeah.
This is a thing that happens in Hollywood frequently, and I think Chris Pratt is a perfect example of it. But just thinking about like the way people receive actors, like there for a while, Adam Sandler was everything, and then Adam Sandler had to go away for a little bit because people were over it. For a while, Melissa McCarthy was in everything, and then Melissa McCarthy had to go away because people were like sick of. Anne Hathaway's another example. Like there's so many different examples of people that like everyone loves, and then suddenly you're like, I'm over you. I don't want to see you anymore and shit. And Chris Pratt is at Max Pratt. He is in everything.
Yeah.
And it's become such a meme that people are like mocking it. And it does feel like after a while, you're like, you know what? Enough of this shit. Johnny Depp is another great example. It's just like, stop being in everything, Johnny Depp. There are other actors, like that kind of thing. And it's like, it's that kind of thing. And it to me, it's amazing that people like The Rock, for example, have that sort of like, no, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with you being here. It is interesting. And I don't know if it's because The Rock does The Rock and is The Rock. We like The Rock.
Yeah.
And Chris Pratt is trying to be like everyone, but still is just Chris Pratt. You know what I mean? Like The Rock doesn't pretend to be Mario.
Well,
I think some of it is also like your online persona, and I think The Rock is really good at social media. People really like him. It's really hard to dislike him because he's always so wholesome in his like I'm gonna sing Moana songs with this random dad who stopped me at the airport. Guys, I bought my mom a car. I never thought I'd be able to afford this. Cheat day, I'm gonna eat 32 pizzas. And you're just like,
Right.
I'm so happy you're doing well in your career, Rock. You know, like I feel like most people like Dwayne Johnson. If you don't,
I
like,
do think
kind of
that's it.
probably a hater.
You might be
But
right.
like you can see people like there's many actors who yeah, they've nailed that online presence, and in a world where social media is so important, having
Mhm.
the ability to like navigate that and not like Chris Pratt, I mean, the man literally did like a thank God I can have a child now and not because my ex-wife,
That's
like
what
that
I'm
kind of
saying.
shit. You don't do that. You
Yeah,
just don't
he's
do that.
unlikable.
He
Yeah,
does some
he's
unlikable shit.
unlikable.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like it's one of those things like that does start to bleed over into like it affects people watching you if they find out that you're not a nice person, you know, or if you and I'm not just saying, oh, disagreeing on which Marvel movie is the best. I'm like saying stuff like that, like because that's just inherently shitty to be like, oh, thank God I married a new wife. My last one was infertile. It's like, ew,
Yeah.
ew.
He does some shitty
Why would
things.
Yeah.
you say that publicly? That's so gross. Whereas,
And that
like, you know, other actors don't say stupid shit like that. Like, that's why people love Keanu Reeves. Like, people are always rooting for him to win because he
sure.
doesn't say things like that on camera. You
And
know,
when they try to get Keanu, when they try to like gotcha Keanu navigates that shit with such elegance. He like does not play those games, and that is something that I think a lot of people are just not. You have to be trained to be that way, like because you always want to say a thing. And I think like a great example, this happened over the weekend, that Selena Gomez shit, where she like got a kidney from a girl, or maybe got a kidney, and then made a documentary, and then she talked about going through the transplant, did not mention the girl's name, who was her like friend of 10 years, didn't say shit. And so when the girl posted a thing like, guess I don't matter to you, Selena like zinged her back. Like, I didn't have time to thank everyone. It's like, girl, she gave you a kidney.
Oh, that's kind
And
of
so
weird.
the internet's like eating her alive. And it's that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like, did no one tell you to shut the hell up? Like, what?
That's
like that
kinda
kind
weird.
of stuff. It seems like there's a level of training
I
that
didn't hear about
for
that.
some reason, old Hollywood had down pat. Like you were coached on
Well,
what
they
to
didn't
say and
have
what to
social
do.
media.
Right. Social media
Uh,
is the worst.
It's hard to navigate. Yeah. It's tough to
Everyone's
navigate.
got to
some
tweet a
people
thing and say a
just
thing.
continually put their own foot in their own mouth, like again and again
Yes.
and again, you know?
Yeah.
And that was one I noticed, like, people turned on her real quick with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep.
I feel like for the longest time, it was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not like other people, like, I just, like, eat pizza." You know, like, that was her whole thing, like, "Oh, I fell over. Oh, guys, I'm like you. I'm like a normal person." Oh. And, like,
Kind
but
of
then it became,
J-Law
like, too
impersonation there.
much.
It's kind of good.
Yeah, and then
It
it
was pretty
became,
good,
like, too
actually.
much.
Yeah.
Because it became, like, her mocking people interviewing her off of basic questions, like, "What was the process like getting ready today?" I showered and put on this dress. I don't know. I'm just so random." And eventually people were just like, "Okay." And, you know, like, I feel like she was, like, the biggest thing for a while. I'm not saying she's not now, but
She's
then,
still
like, I
pretty
feel
big.
like she, you know, like, I feel like she fell off a little because, like what Jesse's saying, when someone's everywhere all the time and then their personality isn't, like, it's not I think people like authenticity, I think is what it is.
But
I'm not even
even
saying you
then,
have to be
people like.
nice. I think you have to be authentic.
But even then, people, and maybe authenticity is true here. But I keep thinking back to like a great example is Gal Gadot, like a switch flipped. Everyone was Team Gal, and then everyone was like, "Shut up, we never want to hear from you again." Like that happens frequently. What's
'Cause
crazy
of the
is
look at all the people.
yes,
I was
that
like,
was
"Bitch,
so
you
tone deaf.
crazy."
She did.
Yeah.
That's pretty stupid.
But
Dude.
what's
Where is
even
your
more
PR
insane to me
team?
is you look at Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has done some batshit crazy things and been like, but I think because he has a barrier where he doesn't do social media. He isn't around all the time. So Tom
He
Cruise can
shuts
say a
shit
crazy
up on
thing,
social media.
vanish for 4
Yeah.
years, come back and make a blockbuster film.
Yeah. He doesn't keep saying stupid shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating to me because people are very forgiving, apparently. But like, if you're always around and always there, people don't have time to forgive you because you're always being reminded that you hate them. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, you-
and now we can just surmise Jesse's entire point that Twitter should just die.
Yo, I'm waiting. Look, I can't leave social media on my own. I don't have the willpower. I'm
Yeah.
addicted. But if it all burns, oh god, that's my out. I will.
You're
If
done.
you see me online, it'll be someone I paid to talk for me because I
There you
will
go.
not look at it again. I can't do it. I
Well,
know my weaknesses.
If we don't have Twitter
social
next
media
week,
just stresses me out.
we'll be live at 1
But I
p.m.
also
Eastern.
get a lot of work through social media. So
Oh yeah, if we didn't have
as a
Twitter,
writer,
a lot of people that at least in our industry wouldn't be able to survive without Twitter. Probably me being one of them. So I'll be there till it dies.
that's
That's how
fine.
it goes.
I'm not worried.
Let's wrap up. Let's close out the show. Let's be done. Who wants to do shout outs first? I think the general order. Sorry, I can't see. Bronze. Shout outs.
Oh, hi, hello. I hope you enjoyed my costume today. It's giving me a headache because it presses on my head, and now I know why Wanda was such a bitch all the time. If you, I've got a huge announcement dropping this week. It's tabletop related, so please keep an eye out for that. If you enjoy comic books like this one with the super sexy Namor, check
Whoa.
out Bagged and Boarded.
Now
We're
I
usually
kind of
on
want to see Tanakh Huerta wearing that outfit, Bronze. Just for the
well,
sake
it's
of
actually
it.
very similar to what he wears because it is hot shorts. It's
Oh,
not a
you're
thong
right.
anymore.
You're right.
Yeah. So you can check out Bagged and Boarded. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Twitch channel. We usually air Saturday mornings ish, like Saturday morning cartoon style. What else? Yeah, I'm painting miniatures over with the Penny Arcade crew at Jerry Holken tomorrow. Apparently they drink beforehand, so we're gonna be a little drunk painting minis.
Nice.
Check that out. That's it. With Twitter going down, I guess check me out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all the other things that I'm beholden to.
There you go. Jesse Cox, the man in the ocean.
Oh hey, everyone. I'm in the ocean over here. You can find me in the Indian Ocean, just kind of chilling. I haven't really done anything for a few years, but hopefully Marvel will ask me to be back
On Thursday.
And,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe this Thursday I'll finally be back. I don't know. I mean, do you think if Marvel's listening, call me? My schedule is free. I am just kind of sitting here in the ocean, waiting. Call me.
Thanks, man in the ocean. Appreciate the shout outs. I'm One Eye Batman, also now known as, let's go with JP Man. Hold on, let me see. There we go. Now I can see straight. We'll be back next Monday. We'll be talking about Black Panther 2. That'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern on the old MCU crew. Drop frames on Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll have Jericho this past Sunday. Yesterday, we had Shroud. That VOD's up if you want to watch that. Won't be streaming after this. Tomorrow, we'll be checking out Sonic Frontiers. Wednesday is God of War Day. We'll be playing that throughout the week. Should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. I think that's it. Oh, and also, if you want to check us out, and you don't want to watch us, but you want to listen to us, you can do so where podcasts are available for you, iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. We would appreciate those that listen to all of that on whatever platform you're listening to drop a review. Those things do help. So appreciate it if you already have. That's it. Thanks for watching. I could have, I'm kind of Cyclopsy. If I would have covered an eye, I could have said that I'm Cyclops. Batman, maybe? Is that too much of a stretch?
I feel like this is
Yes.
the beginning of a tradition where we just, by the end of this, we're all going to be sitting here in $3,000
Yes.
film grade suits.
Yes, that's
I
the
need
goal.
you to know that is I'm gonna keep upping it every year.
Yes.
Until the point where I'm CG.
Yes. The tradition has begun. Tune in next year for the post-Halloween MCU crew episode.
Maybe next year I'll dress up as a character I don't hate.
Why? Why bother? Why this year?
Hold on,
we had
hold on.
all the Marvel
no.
characters
Jesse,
to choose
she
from.
set you up. The response is, but Bronze, you hate everyone.
No, Bronze doesn't hate everyone. Bronze loves me.
Aw.
So what I'm thinking is,
Jesse, you're right.
if we keep, thank you. We
I think
look,
Iron Fist
every
next
year we need to pick
That's
the
what I
3
thought.
characters that we shit on the most to be. Like bronze, clearly that's the perfect outfit. I spent the last like 5, 6, 8 months talking about this dude, so I had to be him. And JP,
Yeah.
I never shit on anyone.
Batman.
I had to go with
Notorious
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't. Who was the
That checks
character
out.
that I don't know who I was most negative about over the past year.
No one. You're such a sweetheart. You're the world. You're just like the show's little sweet boy.
Maybe Miss
You're the one that
Marvel.
keeps
I
us
don't know.
on track.
You kind of went ham on the newer dimension folk.
Well, I can't be a racist.
I would have loved to seen JP. JP, if you showed up dressed all in purple and you were like, "I'm the Nor dimension," I would have lost my shit.
Just a giant cube.
You're just all purple. Like, I'm the Nor dimension.
I feel like one year, Jesse, we got to do like a duo cosplay and come as the Meachums.
I could be Iron Fist. I'm
Holy shit! You almost have the costume. You pull off the ears and
I'll
paint
just
it
do
green.
white face. You know, I'll just do
Oh my
straight
God.
up white face.
Except you have to be the guy, and I'll be Joy. I'll be Joy Meachum. I'll be like, "Oh no! Get
That'd
out of
be
my
pretty good.
apartment!"
That'd
great.
be pretty good.
That'd be amazing.
I should have gone as the Nor dimension. That's not a bad idea. Maybe next year. I mean, they're not done with the Nor dimension,
Nor
right?
dimension.
It's such a
That's
huge
gonna be very important. I feel It's gonna be
pivotal
very
moment
important.
for mutants.
I don't think it's going to be important at all. I think it's the same thing. I think they're like, we thought this show was going to be bigger. It wasn't. Let's just never mention this again. I feel like that's exactly what it's going to be.
Someone in the chat says I've got big umpire energy, and I kind of like it. You know?
Again, chat. He is literally the dude the Joker kidnaps in Dark Knight. That's it. He is that guy.
We're all Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I got to take this mask off. I'm dying. I'm sure Jesse is as well, who's been wearing foil.
My head is so sweaty right now. It sucks.
And Bronze just has a headache. Fantastic. By the way, Bronze, don't disconnect from the call after the show.
Got you.
Real quick.
Got you.
Cool. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week. Go see
You
Black
guys won.
Panther 2.
YouTube comments won. I'm fired.
See you guys then. Bye-bye. Have a good one.